everyone. Today we're going to be talking about loans and amortization tables. So, what is a loan? A loan is basically a debt agreement between a borrower and a lender. So, why would anyone want to take out a loan? Taking out loans could be because you want to start a business or because you want to buy your own house. Those are the two main concepts of taking a loan. And in order to take out a loan, there's a process for this loan, and the process is usually shown in an amortization table. An amortization table is the process of paying off a loan over time. And in this amortization table, we can see a breakdown of each payment between the interest and the principal payment of the loan. So, let's start off with the first loan, which is an interest-only loan. So an interest-only loan is basically when the borrower repays the loan principal only in the last payment. Meanwhile, the borrower pays only the interest every year until the end. So let's start with a loan. Loan principal. We're going to have a rate as well. And let's just do it for 20 years. We're going to have a loan amount of, say, $550,000 at 2 point, nope, let's do 6.5% interest rate. 20. Now I'm going to set up the amortization table, and since we're doing it annually first, I'm going to show you how to do it annually. So we're going to do yearly, 1. To do this faster, this is how we're going to do it. 20 years. Okay. First things first, you always have to put the beginning principal in the first column. Now the book usually gives you an order, a different order than how I'm going to show you, but this is what works for me based on whatever goes first. So that's how I'm going to show it to you guys. This is interest payment, principal, repayment, and finally, total payment, and ending principal. Now I'm going to write up here the Excel functions. Just keep in mind that we will be using those later. And I'm going to just highlight those. Alright. So now we're going to put the beginning balance, which is going to be the same throughout the whole entire periods. So we don't have to lock anything here. We're just going to drag it down. Oh, yes, we do have to lock it. For us, I'm going to be getting different numbers based on whatever each cell has. So we're going to lock it in the beginning and then just drag it down. There we go. And the book usually shows you a formula how to calculate the interest payment and principal payment, but I'm just going to show you right now. I'm going to tell you what interest payment is. In order to calculate the interest payment, we're going to multiply the current year's beginning balance of loan, which is $550,000, times whatever the interest rate is. So this principal, beginning principal, times the rate, and we're going to lock the rate because it's going to be the same rate throughout the whole entire periods. And this is the value we get. Are we correct? Yes, we are. So we can just drag it down all the way. Now, principal payment. Remember, interest payment, interest only loan, we're only going to pay the principal until the end of the period, which means we're going to pay this amount at the end, so everything else is just going to be blank, or in other words, 0. I'm going to make it 0. Drag it down so you can see dollar form, dollar form. Let me just change this. Total payment is going to be whatever we have in the interest plus the principal payment. It's pretty straightforward here. Interest payment plus principal payment. And we are not locking anything. We're just going to drag that all the way down. And notice how the last year is going to change. Oops. Let's put a different color. This value is going to be the value at the end of the period because that is what we're going to pay. And then the ending principal is beginning principal minus whatever the principal payment is, which is 0. And we don't have to lock anything. And if at the end of the period is 0, that means you've done everything correct and we have totally paid off the loan. Another way of checking to see if you're on the right track is by subtracting the interest payment, principal payment, and total payment, and it must equal to 0 all the time. So let's write here check. I'll show you interest payment minus principal payment, total payment. And it gives us a 0 value all the way through, which means we've done this correct. So there you go. This is how you do the amortization table for interest-only loan. Now let me show you how we can calculate the IPMT and PPMT and PMT using the Excel functions. Let me just copy and paste this right here. Put that down. Okay, we're going to use IPMT function. They're asking us for the rate, which is 6.5, the period for that year, and the number of periods throughout, 20. We want to know the present value. The present value is going to be the loan balance. And that is it. And remember, we always have to lock the rate. We don't have to lock anything else because it's the same principal throughout 20 years. So let's just drag that down. And I did something wrong. Oh, we had to lock the period as well. There we go. Okay. We're locking the periods. 20 years. Let's drag it one more time. And it keeps changing. Let's see what I've done wrong. I'm still trying to figure it out what I've done wrong. It's okay to make mistakes, guys. Don't overstress this. Making mistakes is part of life.